Hello and welcome to MidKent College. Thanks for signing up for this webinar today to find out more about our motor vehicle programmes. My name is Karen and I'm going to be your host for the next 30 minutes or so. I'm joined today with Mike from our motor vehicle and engineering department, and we're going to be shortly going through more about the subject area, some of the units you're going to learn and the resources that we have available at the college. Now, visitors to our normal open days tell us that they really value the chance to look around our workshops and our classrooms, but unfortunately we're not able to offer that at the moment just due to the current circumstances. However, we've got some really good 360-degree photos available on our website, so please check them out there. So just some general housekeeping to start us off. If you do have any questions at all, either about the college or what Mike's going to share about motor vehicle programmes, please pop them in the live chat to the right-hand side of your screen. My colleague Hayley is also there to help you with any queries that you have. Please also let me know in the poll tab on the top right-hand side of your screen whether you've already applied for a motor vehicle programme or whether you're here just today to find out some more information. So I'd like to start today's sessions by introducing our principal, Simon Cook, in this short welcome video. So as Simon said, no question is a silly question, so please pop any that you have in the live chat to the right-hand side. So next up, I'd like to introduce Mike, who's one of our engineering and motor vehicle lecturers at the college. Just going to pop your slides on for you, Mike.
Okay, thank you. Right, good morning. My name's Mike Nevitt. I'm the curriculum manager for engineering. So I don't necessarily deliver on motor vehicle, but I'm just going to stand in and talk to you today about motor vehicle. On the form that you can see on the slide that you can see, there's the curriculum manager, it's Steve Francis. Okay, so if you'd like to note down his email address, he's the curriculum manager for motor vehicle. He runs that department. Okay, so he does the day-to-day running that department, looks after all the students, make sure the staff are okay, make sure everything gets done and done in a timely manner. Ruth Kay is the head of the department, so she looks after engineering and motor vehicle. So she looks after both areas as a whole. Motor vehicle is based in Maidstone. Okay, so anyone that signs up for motor vehicle will be travelling to our Maidstone campus. It's very well laid out for motor vehicle. We've got some great workshops, some great facilities, and some great classrooms that we'll go into a bit later on. It is made up of some mixture of technicians and instructors and staff. So there are three main lecturers that cover everything from light vehicle to heavy vehicle. Okay, so they are industry relevant. So they've come out of industry, they've come to work for us to pass on their knowledge and their skills to our students. So they are very up to date with what they know and where they've worked in garages, etc., etc. We have one instructor. So this is somebody that has joined us and will work on practical. So our instructor just works in the workshop. He's completely practical based, again out of industry, but you will get to know him quite well when you're working on our cars and stuff like that. We also have a technician that will support the department in getting your workshops ready, bringing cars in and out, replacing bits, ordering new stuff. So it's a very tight team. Okay, it's not a massive team. It's a very tight team, and they cross over in a lot of what they deliver. Okay, so a lot of the units you will find, they will have their specialist areas, but then they will cross pollinate into other units. Okay, so that's just a top level view of our department and roughly who's in it. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next slide, and then we'll explain a bit more. So our department, it runs very similar to others. We're very progression minded. Okay, so we want to take our students from the beginning, from school, from foundation level, from wherever we get them, and we want to grow them. We want to move them through our ranks. So we would like them to do a level 1, then we move into level 2, and then maybe they will come back to us as apprenticeships. Now, on the slide, the arrows are going across, so it's very level 1, level 2 apprenticeship. It's not the case. Once you do join college, the arrows go off in all different directions. So we have students that will join us at a level 2, and then we'll go on to full-time employment, or we have or onto another level 3 course somewhere else, okay, or higher education. We then have a level 1 student that might go off in a different tangent and go to full-time employment and come back to us later on. There's those arrows aren't the progression routes aren't solid. We like to provide lots of different pathways for progression. Okay, so we like our students to join us. Maybe they don't complete the course because they pick up an apprenticeship. It's absolutely fine because you will be coming back to us, but as an apprentice. Or maybe you will have your level 1 course, decide that you want to go and take your skills that you've learned, the core skills, so your maths and your English and your core workshop skills, so being able to measure, work safely and things like that, and then take them to another trade. So you might then want to go over to a level 2 in engineering or plumbing or carpentry, because you've built up workshop safety skills, you've built up some hand skills, etc., etc. So it's not one direction. We like our students going multiple directions. If at the end of each year, so once you get to the end of each course, there is a review, and we will sit down, we will talk to you about where you want to go next and see where we can help you. So if we can get, if you want to leave motor vehicle and join another department, we will help support that. Okay, but we don't want to catch our students into areas they don't want to be in. Okay, with the apprenticeships, we look at those that are doing level 1. We'd like them to move on to level 2 and then apprenticeships. So the type of apprenticeships, you're looking at heavy vehicle like trucks and stuff, light vehicle. We have a lot of local garages, local firms that would take apprentices and send the students through to us. The courses that we run are IMI. Okay, so we run IMI at level 1, level 2, and the City and Guilds level 2. Once we get to the apprenticeships, it changes slightly. It's City Guilds, and we're moving over to standards, which is a new thing, and we will explain once we get to that point. That's it for our progression. Our progression is very student focused. It's not about students in seats, and it's not about results. It's about getting our students where they need to be. Okay, so we have a lot of our students that go into full-time employment. All right, so they will join us. They will then move over and kind of a level 1 group, moving into employment. You want to be looking at Halfords, Quick Fit, places like that. Level 2, you want to be looking at dealerships, which is why we went with the IMI. Okay, so the Institute of Motor Industry is what it's called. That's what it's short for. And we did a lot of research, and it's a very well recognised qualification, IMI. So a lot of main dealers, Skoda, Hyundai, Ford, would be looking for somebody with those qualifications. On the apprenticeships, we often get contacted by companies that will say, we want somebody working at this level on this qualification. So again, City and Guilds is world recognised. So again, we run that in our engineering departments and a lot of our other trade departments. It's a well-established course, a bit more practical minded. Okay, but it's a very well-established course still. I'm going to move you on to the next slide quickly. And this looks at our unit breakdown. So as I was saying before, we run our level 1 is IMI, and our level 2 we run an IMI and a City and Guilds. Okay, so when you join us at level 1, we tend to run 2 groups, a group A and a group B. So you will join us. You join us on a study program. Okay, so when you join us, there are 4 elements of that study program. So there's maths and English, there's vocational, which in this case is motor vehicle, there's PPD, okay, which is your personal professional development, and then there is also work experience, which plays a massive part in what you do. Okay, so with the level 1 IMI, it's a mixture of sort of roughly 10 units. Each unit has a practical element to it, so brakes and tyres or servicing, etc., etc., radiators. You do your practical, and that practical is supported with theory work. Okay, so there will be a job write up, a question and answer that you will do on each section. So you have to complete one section before you move on to the next one. Okay, and you have all year to do that. Integrated into that is work experience, which ideally you filter in. So when you're at college between 3 and 5 days. Okay, we tend to like to do between 3 and 4. So what you'll find is you will have your days in college. The other days you can then go and do work experience. You can go and work part-time, etc., etc., whatever you need to do, because it all supports your learning. What you're learning in the college, you're then put into place in a practical environment. Okay. You have to achieve all the parts of the study program to progress onto the next level and to achieve your qualification. All right, so it's always handy to bear that in mind. We have a very good PPD tutor, Natalie Weeks, who will work with you and do everything from interviews to creating a CV, through everything in the background that will help support and shape you for your progression into employment or into your next course. The level 2 IMI is very similar in the fact of it is a mixture of practical and theory. Okay, again, the IMI level 1, level 2 have an endpoint exam. So at the end of the course, you will sit an exam, which will be an overall exam on motor vehicle. So about what you've learned in the year past. Okay, so what you've learned up until that point, you will then sit in an exam, but you will be ready by the time you get to that point. Okay. Again, it's a number of units, roughly around 10, that you have your practical and it's supported by theory. So one of the units on there is a major service. So to do that is you have to plan your major service, you have to do your service, so physically do it, and then you have to record your information afterwards. Okay, so it's a good way of doing things. It's a good way of evidencing what you've done, the fact that you can physically do it, and the fact that you can articulate the fact that you have done it as well. Okay, which links into the English and maths is the fact of you need to be able to work out how much oil you're putting in the car, what volumes of stuff there is, and you have to also be able to write down what you're doing, articulate it, tell somebody what's wrong with their car in their service. Okay. The City and Guilds is another qualification. So we run 1 level 2 at IMI and 1 level 2 at City and Guilds. Okay. The City and Guilds it's a world recognised qualification you can take anywhere. It covers very much the same sort of stuff. So in our workshops, you will be working on cars, on lifts, on tyre fitting, etc., etc. It's just a slightly different layout. Okay, so we like to offer the City and Guilds because it's not quite as theoretical. So there's not quite as much theory. There's quite a lot of practical around it. They're good sort of courses for students that might not want to get quite as bogged down in the theory as the supporting theory work. Okay, both very good courses, both with progression and both recognising industry. Okay, I'm going to put you on to the next slide now. So what we offer students, my last couple of slides are basically on what we offer students. So we very quickly, and I do apologise if it is a bit fast, but we'll answer questions afterwards. We quickly had an overview of who will be teaching you. Okay, so we know that there are 5 members of staff. You will be assigned a study program coordinator. Okay, so when you come to your course, you'll be given a main point of contact, a tutor that will look after you all the way through. Okay, so this tutor is responsible for phoning home if you're good and praising you, phoning home if things slip, like attendance or assignments aren't handed in on time. They will track where you are. Okay, and they help with the facilitation of your whole course as a whole. They will still teach you normal specialist subjects, but they will then facilitate the rest of your course. So it's a main point of contact for you. We know that you will have a PPD tutor, Natalie Weeks, who's very skilled, very good, and will support you in that role, okay, in growing you professionally and developing your skills that you will take to interviews, etc. We also have a team of MVQ assessors. So those that move on to apprenticeships, we have a whole team dedicated to apprenticeships. So that's assessing you in the workplace, etc., etc. Okay, and gathering evidence that way. We have the work experience team, okay, who work closely with the department, and because we do work very closely with local industry. So we have the work experience team that are also very, very good, careers that are very, very good. They support you all the way through. All these people are weaved in and out your course and are very easily contactable. They all talk and they're all here to help you move from one bit to the other. Okay. As a department, what we offer things like team building exercises. We offer like trips out. Work experience, like we were saying, we have a whole team dedicated to that, to helping you find it, helping you record the information. Okay, guest speakers, we have guest speakers in. Okay, we do a lot of things where we have very industry relevant people. So our staff have got lots of contacts in industry, whereas where they've worked there previously, they've got a lot of friends, a lot of people that they can pull in to advise you in areas that you're going into. Trade fairs and exhibitions, and we run a lot of projects. We run quite a lot of little projects within engineering and motor vehicle that just make things a little bit more practical. Just we'll pull in a few different tasks or assignments into one thing that you can work on. Okay, so that's the sort of enrichment things that we are offering our students. We are offering trips out. We're offering a sense of teamwork, like belonging to almost like a big family. It's something we work quite hard on, and we want to continue offering all of our students all the way through. Next slide is the facility. So I briefly mentioned this before. We run 3 workshops. Okay, our workshops have vehicle lifts. They have tyre fitting machinery. They have welding bays, fabrication bays, because part of the units that you will do at level 1 and level 2 is tool fabrication. Okay, so which is why engineering motor vehicle, a lot of the trades cross link. So there's no reason why you couldn't do level 1 here, move on to level 2 somewhere else, or etc. etc. I have students in level 1 engineering move over to a level 2 motor vehicle, because you cross pollinate a lot of stuff you do. You're able to work in the 3 workshops, in the fabrication workshop, the welding bays. You're able to conduct yourself in a safe manner and safely and measure accurately. So it cross pollinates into a lot of other areas. We have our stores department, which is always fully stocked with stuff that we need. We have some very, very good equipment and tools, etc., just like you would find in a garage setting. So when you do leave us, there's no surprises, and it enables us, when you are doing work experience, that what you are using at work experience, you are using with us in the college. So there's no surprises when you go out into industry and you don't know what a certain tool is, or you've never used it, etc., etc. Okay. And then my last slide is resources. So we spoke briefly about the vehicle lifts. We've got some air conditioning and refrigeration equipment. Okay, so you get to learn to work on that. Something you can take with you when you're applying for jobs with garages. You can say that you've got skills in doing that. It's evidence in units that you do. So when you get your certificates at the end of the year, it will say that you've done so-and-so task in air conditioning, you've done tyre changing and wheel alignment, it's all evidence on your certificates. So it's all something that when you go to employment, you're confident to talk about, because you've had your PPD tutor has helped prep you for interviews and written your CV and etc. etc. So you're confident to talk to people about what you can do, and you're also confident in actually physically doing it as well. Okay, so standalone engine units for you to work on, electrical and braking rigs. We have a wide variety. We like to pride ourselves on the fact that we are very industry relevant, and that the equipment that we are working on is very up to date and what you will be seeing when you are out in industry. Okay, that is my last slide. I'm going to move over to questions and answers, and we'll try and tie anything that I may have missed whilst I was talking.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Mike. As you said, if you've got any questions at all, please pop them in the live chat and we can get back to you. Mike, I've got a couple of questions just to start us off, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I saw in some of the photos the students wearing PPE and maybe a uniform. Can you tell
Yeah.
us a little bit more about that, please?
Yeah, no problem. So we do ask all our students to wear a uniform. It is so that we can tell who's in what area. In our case, ours is a black polo shirt and a black sweatshirt in the summer. This is mainly because we work in a dirty environment. Okay, so you will be wearing overalls and you will be wearing boots, which will come in 2 seconds. But underneath them, oil can leak through, and it can, there is dust and there is dirt, and wearing a nice white Nike polo shirt or something like that isn't gonna cut it. It's gonna stain. We don't want you to ruin your clothes. So for again the family feeling, the uniformity, we ask everyone to wear a uniform. It is embroidered with MidKent College in Engineering, and it is attainable from a local company that will embroider it and get it for you. Once you join, we will give you a pack on that and everything like that. So it is a black polo shirt and a black jumper for when it's cold. The bottoms are sensible dark jeans, trousers, etc., and then dark trainers as well. Okay. When we're in our workshop, so on our timetable, you will have quite a lot of workshop time configured into your 3 to 5 days that you are in. You'll be expected to wear overalls. Okay, so these have to be the coverall type that cover the whole body. Okay, so you wear your overalls and you have to be wearing steel toe cap boots. Again, these can be any from anywhere that you want to buy them, as long as they are serviceable and they work. Might be someone in your family that has some, or they can be bought from our stockist, our supplier that supplies them. But we will give you a form from that. But yeah, workshop has to be boots and overalls as a must. We supply any other PPE you need, glasses, gloves, etc., etc. Ear defenders, everything like that you need. Anything specialist, we can discuss with you if there's any special PPE requirements, etc. But as a whole, boots and overalls in the workplace, and our uniform is a black polo shirt or a black jumper, but you will receive more information on that. Okay, and it is simply to keep your clothes safe from oil and grease and dirt and grime, and to provide a bit of uniformity when you are moving around the college. It's easy to recognise someone else that's in one of your courses. It keeps the kind of motor vehicle engineering family together, helps you to identify each other.
And I'm
Okay.
assuming when you go out into industry, that's pretty much an expectation anyway that you'd
Yes,
wear.
it is. In industry, it is an expectation. If you're going to a dealership, you will wear dealership branded clothes. They wouldn't expect you to be wearing anyone else's. Again, in a workshop environment, it is coveralls, it is safety boots. The coveralls and safety boots are a safety aspect. They are, again, you will learn that in your health and safety, but they are a safety aspect. It's not aesthetically pleasing or anything. It is a safety aspect. The uniform is, again, to get you used to wearing something that you would be doing in an industry.
Great, thanks, Mike.
That's okay.
Can I only be a car mechanic at the end of this course? What are the different career options I could
No,
go on
there's
to?
lots of different career options. So within our courses, when you do leave us, there's again, like we were saying, our lecturers that are here with us kind of cross pollinate. So a lot of they have a specialism, but they then can do lots of other areas of that. And you will find that again, once you've done our courses, you'll be looking at jobs, say, where you will not just be a tyre fitter. You can go and get a job as a tyre fitter, or you can go and get somebody that works in a garage as a mechanic or a technician or a specialist in the area. There's lots of options. There's no one key fits all. So you don't have one hole and you fit into that hole and that is it. You leave us and you become a tyre fitter. The options are there because you've got a broad range of skills to take with you. You can continue to adapt them, and you can become. Um, the world is your oyster. You can become whatever you want. It's just keep working at it.
So you could go on to HGVs or motorbikes.
Yeah, that's it.
You
HGVs.
can,
So when they come back for our apprentices, we've got heavy vehicles. We work on light vehicles such as cars and things like that when they're with us. But then once they come back as apprentices, they will work on the heavy vehicles as well. But yeah, by all means, it's not just motor vehicle. It isn't just cars. It covers all sorts of other engines and um, all sorts of types of cars as well. So you're looking at 4x4s, you're looking at motorbikes, you're looking at sports cars, etc., etc., and they're all options that you can go on and study motorsport and things like that elsewhere.
Great, thanks, Mike. Sounds
That's
really
okay.
well-rounded as well,
Yeah,
skills-based.
yeah.
Perfect. So if anyone has any questions, please pop them in the chat. I'm going to go on to talk a little bit more about college life in general. So as Mike mentioned, our motor vehicle programs are offered at our Maidstone campus. So that's up the Oakwood Road, up the Tunbridge Road at the Oakwood campus on the other side of town. There is a bus stop right outside, and our nearest train station is about 10 to 15 minutes walk away. We do offer some parking for our students at our Maidstone campus, and that's just on a permit basis, which you apply for as part of the enrolment process. As Mike mentioned, you will study 4 parts to your study programme, and you will have a work-ready interview as part of your personal development session. So that will be with one of the local employers in one of the garages or the dealerships that the team might know, and that's literally just to get you ready for those interview questions, what you'd have to wear, and you'd also receive feedback as well as to how you could improve when you go into the real thing in the industry. Now, we do offer apprenticeships in motor vehicle. We are running a specific apprenticeship webinar tomorrow. So I do advise that you pop back onto our website and you register for that one just to find out more about expectations, frameworks, and things that you can go on to do once you finish your apprenticeship. You can also find out more about our apprenticeships under the apprenticeships tab on our website. So some of the common FAQs that we always get through our course inquiries line. How many days per week will I be in college? As Mike mentioned, this could be 3 to 4 roughly, and that will be both theory and practical. And you may also be topping up your English and maths as well during that time. So that might look a little bit different from September. You could be doing blended learning. You might be doing webinars from home, just due to those social distancing rules that we have to abide by, as well as a college to keep staff and students safe. Or it might be stretched over a couple of extra days. But we will keep you in the loop and we will be in touch once you've enrolled for that one. Can I study more than one subject? So unlike at school, you can do pick a mix of a lot of different A-levels, 3 to 4 A-levels. At college, you'll do one technical and professional study programme, in this case, motor vehicle. And like I said, you'll do those other parts of the study programme alongside. So that's English and maths, which could be functional skills, GCSEs, or stretch and challenge. That's just based on the qualifications that you come to college with. You'd also be doing those PPT sessions, and you'll also be doing your industry placement alongside. Can I go to university from college? Our courses do qualify for UCAS points, so if that is of interest, we will help you through the UCAS application process. If not, that's absolutely fine, and we'll help you into employment and try and find the best fit role for you. So please talk to us about your career aims and what you want to do and what you want to be. So Mike's covered what the different levels mean. Mike, can I start on a level 1 or do I need to start on a level 2? What's best for me?
No, you can start. So once you join us, when you do fill out your applications, put down what your expected grades are going to be, okay? And then once they do come in, you will then come back to us, and we will filter you into whichever course best suits you, okay? So it doesn't matter whether you start at level 1 or level 2. It's not a problem. Each course builds on the other one. So if you came to us on level 2, you haven't missed anything from level 1. Okay, we'll spend the time needed to build the skills that you've already got. Those that were joining us from level 1 to level 2 will have some of the skills, but they will then be sharing them skills with the students that are new starters. They will then be demonstrating them, and they will be progressing their skills. So it doesn't matter which level you come in at. Okay, you will be fully taught what you need to complete that course and go out into industry.
Perfect. So just pop your predicted grades on your application form, and then when you have an interview with your tutor, which I'll get to in a second, they'll talk you through and maybe adjust the level just to suit you. So how much does a program cost? So if you're age 16 to 18, your program is fully funded, which means it's free. If you're 19 plus, fees are available, but we do have concessions subject to criteria. As Mike mentioned, you will need to come with the uniform, but not all the PPE, just the uniform. And we do have student finance available to you if we need help with that. I've popped some handouts for you under the right hand side, under the handouts tab, and one of them is about student finance, so feel free to download that. Is there a deadline to apply? So we've been accepting applications since last November, and we will accept them into the first few weeks of September, but I really do advise that you apply as soon as possible. Our programs do become full, and if they are full, you will be popped on the waiting list and will be contacted if a place becomes available. So life at college. So life at college is so much more than just your study program and just studying in those workshops. You can get involved in everything from live gigs right through to pantomime, some of the trips and visitors that Mike mentioned. And we also hold career fairs and refreshers as well. Some of those bigger events might look a little bit different this year just due to social distancing rules, but we'll make sure your time at college is not only supportive and educational, but also fun as well. So support available. For many, the step to college can be a bit scary, but don't worry, we are here to help you. Our motor vehicle team are really, really friendly and they will help you with any support that you need. We also have other support teams available on campus for you. As I mentioned, we've got a financial support team, can talk you through absolutely everything from the bursaries right through to train warrants and bus passes as well. Student welfare, if you just need someone to talk to. We've also got trained counsellors on site, in-class support and exam support as well. So as part of your application, please just pop on if you have needs for that, or talk to our tutors when you are at college and they will make sure that you have the support that you need. We also have a cracking careers advisors team as well. You can talk to them while you're at college about what to do next after college, and kind of consider all the different options available to you. They can also help you get ready for an interview and help you write your CV as well. You can find out more about those under the Help and Advice tab on the website. So what's next? You've heard me and Mike. If you haven't yet applied, please pop onto the website and search for those motor vehicle programs that Mike mentioned. Please use your predicted grades. Once you have submitted your application form, our admissions team will be back to you within about 15 working days, replying to your email address, just setting you up a phone interview with a tutor. We'd love to do face-to-face interviews, but unfortunately we're not able to do that at the moment. But a phone interview is nothing to worry about. You'll just be talking to one of the tutors, such as Mike, and you'll go through your career aims, what you want to do, why have you applied for motor vehicle, and just to make sure you're on the right program and the right level for you. If you've already applied and are just waiting to hear from us, that's absolutely great. We'll be in touch soon, so please don't worry. We do have other webinars available on all the different subject areas and the support areas as well. So please check those out on our website, and the recordings will be up there soon for the ones that you might have missed. If you need any help at all, obviously Mike popped those email addresses at the front of the presentation, but also we've got a really great careers team and course inquiries team as well. The course inquiries phone number is below, which is 01634 40 20 20. You can live chat with them on our website and also pop them an email. As we said, nothing is a stupid question, so please do get in touch if you need anything at all. You will receive a copy of this webinar via email in about half an hour to the email address that you registered to, just if you want to go back through Mike's slides or watch anything else in a bit more detail. If there's anyone else that you think might be interested in motor vehicle as well, please just share the webinar with them as well. Thank you for your time today, and thank you to Mike for sharing more about our motor vehicle programs. And we look forward to seeing you in person soon. Thank you very much, everybody.
Bye. Bye.